Hello and welcome back to Classic Hits Gaming, your home of the three greatest decades of the gaming industry: 80s, 90s, and noughties. This is my final session of Pac-Man. Sit back, relax, but as always, and more importantly, enjoy the live stream. Now, you know the score, the high score. I'm going to share my live stream and change the thumbnail of the live stream, so please give me a moment as I do that. And then I will get stuck into my final session of Pac-Man. Okay, edit thumbnail. Custom thumbnail. Pac-Man. I think what I'll do for my final session is I'm going to cover all of the Pac-Man trivia that I have shared across these Pac-Man sessions so far. No, that's not every single bit of Pac-Man trivia that ever exists. That's just the trivia that I kind of picked, basically. Okay, so thumbnail has been changed. Now I am going to share the stream. Then I'm going to go looking for my Pac-Man trivia. Mr. Middleton, welcome to Classic Hits Gaming, my friend. How are you doing? How is everything with you, Chad? Great to have you in the live stream for my final session of Pac-Man. Welcome to Classic Hits Gaming, man. Your home of the 80s, 90s, and noughties gaming. I am going extremely old school in this live stream. As you can see, Pac-Man originally released in 1980 on arcade. Pac-Man, one of the godfathers of classic gaming. You know, Pac-Man came out before Donkey Kong, you know, so before Nintendo were even in the video game industry. Doesn't get any more classic than that, my friend. Pac-Man, the final frontier. The final frontier. R.I.P. the Sackboy. Oh, Jesus. 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 What's the latest with the blight that is modern gaming? Oh, God. Has the infection gotten worse? Oh, God. Enlighten me, my friend, Chad. I'm guessing it's not good news. I'm guessing like Sackboy is no longer going to be. I actually don't. I presume it's not good news, but please, my friend, enlighten me with some Sackboy news as I get my Pac-Man trivia. I put it somewhere. It's there somewhere. Now, there's a lot of trivia on Pac-Man. I couldn't honestly be arsed to keep track of every bit of Pac-Man trivia, but as I mentioned a minute ago, I did jot down a little bit of trivia that I kind of shared, that I kind of spared out through my Pac-Man sessions. So I have it here. See that Chad has left a comment. Over 10 million of memories shut down on Little Big Planet 3. The people's creations, people's levels, I don't know what they call it, levels or worlds. I actually haven't played the actual Little Big Planet series. I've only played Sackboy's Big Adventure. So I'm guessing what you're talking about is that, basically people's creations in Little Big Planet 3 have been shut down. That is sad. It is unfortunate, but that is that is normal. I wouldn't consider anything unusual about that. It's again, that's been around for quite a while. How long has Little Big Planet 3 been around for? It happened in Super Mario Maker, Super Mario Maker 2, and it happened as well with Roblox. You see, these are games where literally, as you pointed out, 10 million, like tens of millions of people are, uploading content. And I'm no technical expert, but I would imagine that things get clogged up in the cloud, up in the cyberspace or whatever, and things need to get deleted. I actually genuinely thought for a second you were going to tell me that like Sony have like dropped, sacked, no pun intended, Sackboy. So it's not as bad as I actually thought it was going to be, thankfully. But no, at the same time, Chad, I completely understand why that would be, a very upsetting situation for fans of Little Big Planet, and in particular Little Big Planet 3, to have their creations, their, as you put it, memories, wiped, like the Men in Black with the little flasher thing. So yeah, that is upsetting, but it's normal behavior. They shut it down because of hackers. Okay. Apologies for my assumption. It's just that it's happened a lot with Super Mario Maker, and it happened with Roblox as well. I just presumed that, because of how long the game has been out, that I thought that they were just routinely taking down content and stuff. But hackers, good old hackers, huh? Good old hackers. I mean, I think a lot of us don't realise how annoying hackers actually are and how much damage they're actually causing causing in the video game industry. We see all the cool little things they do, Oh, look at what they hacked into this game. Oh, look, it's Thomas the fucking Tank Engine in, Resident Evil 2 Remake. But I think we don't actually realise the effect of hackers. But I know I'm probably confusing modding with hackers right now, so ignore me. But but as far as like hackers in Little Big Planet 3, like ruining the experience, that's annoying, Fuck hackers. Am I right? Can I get a big fuck hackers in the live chat? Okay, so I'm going to start off Pac-Man. And by the way, once again, Chad, great to have you in the live stream. Thank you so much for supporting Classic Hits Gaming. Your support means a lot, Chad. You've been with this channel before Classic Hits Gaming, for a very, very long time. Before Classic Hits Gaming, before Green Hill Gaming, even before Green Herb Gaming. So your support on this channel, Chad, is really much appreciated. I hope everything is well with you, Chad. Very welcome to my Pac-Man live stream, my final session of Pac-Man, and I hope that you enjoy the live stream and keep the gaming news going. I always love when you share gaming news, Chad. I really do. I always love to discuss what's happening in the video game industry. The Green Gamer, welcome, my friend, to Classic Hits Gaming for my final session of Pac-Man. How is everything with you, my friend? Drank 11 cans of Mountain Dew and couldn't sleep last night. Kept on wondering why I could. Sorry for saying it like that. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about that for. There's nothing worse when you can't sleep. Is anything on your mind? That's usually one of the biggest causes as to why people can't sleep. But hope you get some sleep tonight, no, my friend, because there is nothing worse than not being able to get some sleep. Maybe it's because you drank 11 cans of Mountain Dew. I forgot about that part. Yeah, that would be the reason. Jesus Christ, I just completely didn't take any consideration the fact that you drank 11 cans of Mountain Dew. I think you should lay off the Mountain Dew, my friend. Okay, so I'm just going to read all the trivia of Pac-Man. Man. So, So, I was actually just like, yeah, trivia. So, inspiration for Pac-Man was the image of a pizza with a slice missing. I think we all know that, don't we? Okay. Originally called Pac-Man in Japan, because I think Puck derived from the Japanese phrase puka paka or something, that is something to do with gobbling up something. It was released by Midway Manufacturing in North America. We all know Midway Manufacturing as Midway Games, who were the original creators of Mortal Kombat, now known as NetherRealm Studios. Pac-Man was made by a 9-man team. Less than 10 people made Pac-Man. That's insane, because when you consider how many people it takes now to make a game today, to think that Pac-Man was made by 9 people, pretty crazy statistic indeed. The creator, this is this last piece of trivia is dedicated to the woke motherfuckers, the cancer of gaming, that are called Sweet Baby Inc. They live in their self-contained generational bubble. What that means is they don't seem to want to acknowledge any generation before theirs. They scream and cry and moan and complain, to have, strong female leads in video games, or have lesbians in video games. But they completely ignore the generations, the decades, where we did have strong female leads in video games. Recently, Lara Croft, a female, the main lead female character in Tomb Raider, was one of the most iconic video game of all time by the BAFTAs. Obviously with Jill Valentine and Claire Redfield in Resident Evil, Samus Aran in Metroid, and the main character in a PS1 classic called Fair Effect was a female lead character and also lesbian. So, anyway, this final piece of trivia is aimed at Sweet Baby Inc. The creator wanted the game to appeal to women, due to most games at that time having themes of war and sports. And obviously 2 years later, after the release of the original Pac-Man in 1980, I think it was 2 years, also it was 3 years, and we got Miss Pac-Man. So there you go, you woke motherfuckers. Acknowledge the generations before yours. Motherfuckers. Sorry. How come there's only a Pac-Man and Pac-Woman and no Pac-Transgender? Probably some feminine. Maybe the ghosts are transgender. Who knows? Maybe they just don't make a big deal about it. Did you see what they did with the new Pokemon Go avatars? I haven't engaged with Pokemon Go in a very long time, Chad. So I'm not aware of what's going on with Pokemon Go. What's going on with Pokemon Go avatars? Now, I think it's time that I got stuck into some Pac-Man. Let's go. Listen to that, Chad. Isn't that the sound of the arcades? The sound of the 80s right there. I mean, you can practically smell the arcades. You can smell the sweat. Oh yeah. I need to make a correction. Last night, I stated that the video game crash, the great video game crash, occurred in the 70s. I was wrong. It was actually 1983. 1983 is actually where the video game crash occurred. So that would have been 3 years after the release of this game, Pac-Man. I will talk about the great video game crash very, very soon. But I just wanted to clear that up. So at this stage, when this game came out in 1980, the video game crash had not occurred yet. It occurred in 1983. Just wanted to clear that one up. Pac-Man. Power Slave Productions. There's so many P's there. P for Power Slave, P for Productions, and P for Pac-Man. Triple P. Ha! That's so fucking, that's hilarious. You type triple P. As I said, triple P. Dear God. Welcome to Classic Hits Gaming, Power Slave. Your home of the 3 greatest decades of the gaming industry. 80s, 90s, and 90s. My final Pac-Man session. Pac-Man, of course, originally released in 1980 on the arcade. This game predated Donkey Kong, Mario, so it was around before Nintendo were around in the video game industry, so it doesn't get any more classic than that. How are things with you, Power Slave? How is life? How is life? They removed the female features to make them the avatars. The Japanese community is calling out that bullshit. They removed the female features. What do you mean they removed the female features? Because I know that a lot of games now, when you're creating an avatar or creating a character, like, it no longer says male or female. You just kind of know yourself. You know, if you want to apply like female or male fucking parts to your character avatar, you can do that. Is that what you mean? I'm not quite. I'm not quite. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100%. I don't have a clue. Sorry. So they remove the female features. When you say female features, what do you mean? To make them the avatars. Okay. PP Power Slave, PPP, PSP. The female avatars look like trans now. Oh, so like, if you wanted to, let's say I was a female, and let's say I wanted to make an avatar that looked like me, or if I just wanted to create an actual female avatar, a girl, a woman, whatever. So you mean to tell me that no matter what I do, it's basically going to be a male with female parts, as you said, trans. Is that correct? So you literally cannot create a female avatar in Pokemon Go. Because, as I mentioned a minute ago, I know that some games, when you're creating a character or avatar, it won't say male or female. It'll just be up to you. Like, I know they do it in Animal Crossing as well. It's just up to you as the player whether you want to create a character that is either male or female. You know what male or female is. So, okay, that sounds really... You know what? This is why Classic Hits Gaming is here. This is why Classic Hits Gaming exists. Modern gaming is a fucking blight. Okay? It's an infection. It's a disease. It's a cancer. Okay? There is so much wrong with modern gaming, and all of this woke bullshit is just one of the many wrongs that is modern gaming. But fear not, because I am the cure, the vaccine, the antidote to modern gaming. Okay, I'm here to bring you the joy of classic games. I'm here to bring you back to the 3 greatest decades of the gaming industry before the industry was woke. Okay, before it was infected, when video gaming was simple and fun and positive. Okay, so put that crap out of your mind and enjoy some Pac-Man. Can I get a hell yeah in the live chat? No one asked for the new update, but Sweet Baby has infiltrated the Pokemon company. So Sweet Baby Inc. are actually working with the Pokemon company. I say working. Manipulating is the word, really. But so they're actually, Sweet Baby Inc. are actually working with the Pokemon company. Is that correct? Damn. Again, this is why Classic Hits Gaming is here, people. I'm here to take you away from the blight of modern gaming, take you back to a simpler, more fun, positive time when you could select male or female in a video game and nobody gave a shit. If you were a male, you chose male. If you were a female, you chose female. If you were a male that identified as a female, you would choose female. If you were a female that identified as a male, you would choose male. World War III didn't occur. People of all ages, of all genders, of all identities sat down, played a game, enjoyed it. This is the industry. These are the times that I'm taking you back to. But I'm not going to ignore your comments. I completely acknowledge what you're telling me. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit, without a shadow of a doubt. It's crazy. So rather than spend the next 45 minutes ranting about it, I'd rather enjoy myself and take joy in sharing a classic game like Pac-Man with you lovely people, and take myself and all of you back to a time where gaming was a lot more positive. It wasn't woke, just fun, simple times. That's the alternative to me ranting and raving. I feel that's best for me, and I think at the end of the day it's best for all of you. I love playing Pac-Man in Super Smash Bros. Crazy to think that Pac-Man is actually in Super Smash Bros., isn't it? Chad, can I ask again though, just for clarification, just for confirmation, is Sweet Baby Inc. Now working with the Pokemon Company? Is that actually confirmed? I know they worked on a lot of high-profile games, like Spider-Man 2 and Mortal Kombat 1 as well, and a lot of other high-profile games. I mean, I don't mind having a conversation about it, but I'm definitely going to not be ranting about it. I'm not going to get myself annoyed about it. not the Pokemon company, but the developers of Niantic Games, I believe, is what they're called. Okay. So Super Heavy Inc. are working with Niantic Games, the developers of the mobile app Pokemon Go. Okay. It's mental though. Exclusive. It's inexclusive. You're removing the option to be a female in Pokemon Go. So from what you're telling me, Chad, no, I haven't Go, so I'm taking your word on it now, I'm going off what you're telling me here now, Chad. No pressure on Chad Middleton right now. So what you're telling me is that they have Pokemon Go, Niantic Games, with the manipulation of Super Heavy Inc., have removed female features from the avatars in Pokemon Go, essentially meaning that female Pokemon Go players cannot create their avatars. That no matter what avatar they create, it's going to look like, as you said, Chad, a trans. Like, what if a female Pokemon Go player is not trans, is just a female? So I'm very curious as to how Niantic think that they're, along with Super Heavy Inc., feel like they're being like progressive and being woke by excluding females from Pokemon Go. Very curious about that. I will say this, and I'll read Chad's comment, and then I'll say something in summary about this whole situation. The Japanese community are using that image of the 3 old guys dressing up as the Powerpuff Girls. Jesus Christ. It's a pretty crazy, bizarre situation, even for Super Heavy Inc. standards. And what I will say, and then I will close out this conversation. It's bizarre because I presumed that Sweet Baby Inc. were supposed to be woke, were supposed to be liberal, were supposed to be about inclusivity. acceptance, diversity, that they were fighting for women's rights and they want strong female leads in video games, is one of the big things that Sweet Baby Inc. are pushing for in the video game industry, strong female leads in video games. Now, the funny thing is, as I pointed out, as far back as the 80s, before some of these motherfuckers were even born, the main character in Nintendo's Metroid, that released in 1985, was a female called Samus Aran. The most iconic video game character in the world, according to the BAFTAs, is a female. Lara Croft. We have Jill Valentine and Claire Redfield from the Resident Evil series, and so many other strong female characters in the video game industry well before Sweet Baby Inc. came along. That's what's funny. But Sweet Baby Inc. push for strong female characters in the video game industry. So again, I'm very curious then as to how Sweet Baby Inc. think that they're fighting for women and trying to be feminist and pushing for strong female leads when they're literally removing the option for female players to be female in Pokemon Go. It's so bizarre. Now, in final, it's pretty obvious why Sweet Baby Inc. are even in the video game industry doing what they're doing. It's pretty obvious why they have done this in Pokemon Go. And if you want to know why, from the perspective of me, Johnny, not Classic Hits Gaming, but Johnny, the man behind Classic Hits Gaming, if you want to hear my thoughts on that, they're separate to Classic Hits Gaming, okay? Because I won't be discussing it, and I won't be discussing any of this in detail on Classic Hits Gaming. So this is where this conversation ends, okay? I would recommend that you go to my videos and you scroll down to a video. You can't miss it because it's got the LGBTQ I plus flag as a thumbnail, and it's titled "The Truth About the LGBTQI plus Community." Watch that video and you will hear my thoughts on this whole Sweet Baby Inc. Thing. So that's that. Okay. As I said, modern gaming is a blight. It's a disease. It's a cancer. And it gets worse every day. It's dying. And it will eventually die. Just like it did in 1983 when we had the first video game crash. But I'm not here to talk about how bad modern gaming is. I'm not here to get depressed about it. I'm not here to rant about it, rage about it. I am the cure. I am the vaccine. I am the antidote to the blight that is modern gaming. Classic Hits Gaming is about the three greatest decades in the video game industry. The 80s, the 90s, and the 90s. A time where gaming was simple and fun and free from this woke bullshit and free from this blight. And that is what I want to bring to this channel. The positivity of gaming. The simplicity of gaming. And more importantly, the fun of gaming. So there won't be any political rants on this channel. And there won't be any rants about the blight that is modern gaming. I will respond to comments, I will read comments, and I will talk a little bit about them, but I won't be ranting about them. Now, that said, back to Pac-Man. I wonder who has literally the highest score of Pac-Man. Tell you one thing, certainly ain't me. That was good, if I say so myself. I made it to this stage. To me, like, that's like the end of the game. Ah, shit. Ah, you red-faced bastard. Again? I'm back. I'm greater than ever. I'm back. So, must be attempting to sing Eric Bischoff's theme song in World Wrestling Entertainment. Welcome back, Chad. Thank you so much for your continued support on Classic Hits Gaming. Honestly, it means a lot. It really, really does. Thank you for taking the time to check out this live stream. My final session of Pac-Man. So I brought the Sweet Baby Inc. woke modern gaming being a blight conversation to an end, because that's not what Classic Hits Gaming is about. I'm fully aware that modern gaming is a blight. Cancer, it's a disease, gets worse every day, it's dying, it's going to become the second video game crash. I'm well aware of that. But rather than me divulging my energy, talking and ranting and getting upset about it, I focus on the positivity of classic gaming. Focusing on the three greatest decades of the gaming industry, the 80s, 90s and 90s, a time when gaming was simple, fun, and woke free. Okay, it's my absolute joy and pleasure to bring you these great, legendary, iconic classic games and remind you all and show you all a time when gaming was truly fun and simple. That's what Classic Hits Gaming is about. Okay, so but what I will say, Chad, is if you want to hear Johnny's, not Classic Hits Gaming, but Johnny's views and opinions on the truth behind Sweet Baby Inc., why they're even in the video game industry to begin with, and why they're doing what they're doing in the video game industry, I would direct you to my videos on my channel. If you go to the videos tab and you scroll down to a video, you can't miss it. The thumbnail is literally the LGBTQI plus flag. The title is The Truth About the LGBTQI plus community. I would suggest that you watch that video and others if you want to hear Johnny's views on Sweet Baby Inc. in the video game industry and the LGBTQI plus community outside of Classic Hits Gaming, because I don't want to be having these kind of like rants and conversations on Classic Hits Gaming. So thank you for your understanding, thank you for your support. Let's go back to the positivity of classic gaming now. But don't get me wrong, I will read all of your comments, Chad and everyone else. I will read and reply and acknowledge all of your comments. I'll respond to them, I'll even have a conversation about it. I won't ignore it, but I just want to make it clear that that Classic Hits Gaming will not be having any rants about the blight that is modern gaming. There's a lot wrong with modern gaming, and I won't be discussing or ranting about any of it. Okay, but again, in saying that, as I said, I won't be ignoring any of you. I won't be ignoring any of your comments, and there's no right or wrong comment, unless you're being a complete asshole and you're like completely trolling me or just being an asshole. That's different, but I mean, I will definitely engage in conversation with all of you lovely people about anything, pretty much, so that my ranting days of modern gaming are over. Actions speak louder than words. These damn ghosts. So Chad, what games have you been playing as of late? Well, hello there, Nicole. Welcome to Classic Hits Gaming, your home of the three greatest decades of the gaming industry, the 80s, the 90s, and the noughties. Welcome to my final session of Pac-Man, originally released in 1980 in arcade, one of the godfathers of classic gaming, released before Donkey Kong and Mario, released at a time before Nintendo were even in the gaming industry. Great to have you in the live stream. Thank you so much for taking the time to drop by the live stream. It's actually much appreciated. Really, really, really means a lot. How are you doing? How is life with you? Batman Arkham Asylum and Disco Elysium. I like it. Two very completely different games, so really, really fun games. I never got around to completing Arkham Asylum, but I was really enjoying it. I was really enjoying that game. I also really enjoyed Arkham. I had Arkham City. Did I? That was the Batman game that I played the most and completed. I had it on the Wii U. Nice one, Chad. Nice. How are those games going for you? What are you playing, Nicole? What games are you playing? I'm waiting next week to get a new Switch. Oh yeah, you said you are planning on getting your Switch OLED, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct? Yes, either a normal V2 or OLED. I'd say go for the OLED. You might as well. You might as well. You might as well get the full experience, the full visual experience. I mean, the colours, they really do pop on the OLED screen. You'll notice them straight away. You might as well. I mean, if you're playing it, what I will say is, if you're playing your Switch a lot in handheld mode, which I have. I think when I started, it was kind of like mostly on the TV, and then if I was leaving the house, obviously, I'd play it in handheld mode. But I've noticed now, even when I'm actually not out, I'm actually playing my Switch in handheld mode. It's just convenient. I'm also playing a lot of my PS5 on my PS Portal. I just think it's just convenient. I mean, I don't need a big massive screen to enjoy my games. That's just me. It's the same game. The same characters, the same story. This is a smaller screen. It makes no difference to me at all. It's just comfortable, It's just comfortable to be able to sit on my couch and lie down in bed or whatever else, take a shite. It's just handheld gaming is comfortable. Off TV gaming is comfortable. I really do. So yeah, if you are a big if you play your Switch a lot in handheld mode, I would say definitely go for the OLED experience, because the visuals are fantastic on that OLED screen. Is the screen more brighter than an... Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Brighter, vibrant, colours pop. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a big difference. That's actually one of the big things actually about the Switch OLED screen, is it's just how brighter it is actually. So you'll be happy to know it is fairly bright. What's going to be the first game you're going to play on your Switch OLED? Breath of the Wild. Is the screen more bigger than the... It's slightly bigger. I don't recall the exact specifics of the screen size difference. But it is slightly bigger. The OLED screen is slightly bigger than the standard Switch screen. And the Breath of the Wild is a fantastic game to start your OLED experience. Absolutely. Chad is thinking. Then again, Chad, though, you do run the risk of purchasing yourself a Switch OLED only to have the very realistic possibility of Nintendo announcing the successor to the Switch, you know, very soon. I mean, like, rumor has it that the Switch 2 has been delayed, even though the Switch 2 doesn't even exist officially. You know, you gotta love rumors. Delayed until I should forget now, like next year. But like, it was supposed to be announced last month, but now it's going to be announced in June, apparently. So you do run that risk, Chad, of getting yourself a Switch OLED only to have Nintendo's next console get announced. Just my advice would be to keep that in mind. I won't be getting the Super Switch Pro Advance at launch anyway. But what if it's a full-on, like, I mean, I don't think Nintendo is going to be doing a Switch Pro. It's going to be the successor to the Switch. So, yeah, I mean, like, what if it's like Nintendo announced like a successor to the Switch? Like, would you be happy enough then with your like Switch OLED? My launch Switch didn't last, and I have a big backlog of games to finish. Fair point. What if Switch 2 is backwards compatible? I'm just trying to, I suppose, help you, like, from the point of view of like value and that kind of thing. Like, obviously it's going to cost more for the Switch successor than it will be for a Switch OLED. But if it is backwards compatible, you could be able to play that backlog on the Switch successor. But there's also the risk of console problems with the first year. So, oh, yep. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Welcome to modern gaming. Absolutely. Joy-Con drift. Was the biggest problem with the Switch. And it wasn't just a Switch launch. I mean, it lasted pretty much the entirety of its life cycle. It's still happening, and it even happened with the Joy-Cons on the Switch OLED. Modern gaming. Modern gaming. But you're absolutely right, you do run that risk. I actually think that the Switch successor, as it's the most official term to use, really. You know, we could call it Switch 2, Super Switch, but I think it's very politically correct to address it as the Switch successor. I think the launch lineup for that console has a lot of potential. But usually when you put a lot of potential alongside Nintendo, it's a jinx, and it's just destined to be terrible. Whenever Nintendo have potential, they drop it like a hot fucking plate. That's just my take anyway. But if you stop and you think about it, Nintendo could announce this console next month and release it at the end of the year. And that's a very realistic possibility. It sounds crazy. It actually kind of is crazy, but you have to remember that Nintendo Switch wasn't officially announced until October 2016. Nintendo acknowledged that they were working on the successor to the Wii U, codenamed NX, much earlier, but the actual Nintendo Switch hybrid console wasn't announced until October 2016, but it actually released in March of 2017. So that's November, December, January, February, March, 5 months after. Sorry, no, did I get that right? Sorry, no. It was October it was announced, so October. I'm half asleep. October, November, December, January, February, March. Yeah, 5 months. 5 months after the console was announced, it released. So that happened, people. That actually happened. So Nintendo could realistically announce the Switch, successor to the Switch, in June, and it could release by the end of the year. And if you look at Nintendo's IPs, Metroid Prime 4 has been in development for literally how many years? 5 years, 6 years? We hadn't had a 3D Mario since Odyssey, which came out in 2017, the year the Switch launched. Super Smash Bros. Is still kind of we haven't seen that for quite a while. Mario Kart 8 came out in 2014. So you could literally have a launch lineup of a brand new 3D Mario, a brand new Mario Kart, and Metroid Prime 4, and potentially even a new Smash. So the launch lineup for the Switch successor has a lot of potential. That's something I haven't heard people talk about. They're so caught up with you know, fucking rumors and stuff like that, actually haven't had any like discussions. I very rarely actually, when you go onto YouTube and you come across like any videos on the Switch successor, you very rarely ever have anyone having a discussion, like an actual discussion. You know, what would this console be? You know, what will the games be? It's all just recycling rumors and shit. Like, you know. What do you think the lineup will be, Chad? Out of interest, and anyone else as well. I know this is Classic, it's gaming, but like, you know, fuck it. Oh. Just while the topic of Switch is brought up, we might as well talk about a successor. Yeah, they're more concerned about the yeah, all these people who are making videos on the Switch successor, they're absolutely concerned with it. You know, it makes me laugh that people, the gamers, in 2024 still like talk about like specs for Nintendo's systems. It's so funny. It's like, come on, people. Nintendo stopped playing with power back in like 2005, 2004. Just stop already. Come on. Get with the times, like. It'll finally be the Silk Song, Mother 3, Metroid Prime 4, maybe Call of Duty. That'd be an interesting lineup actually. If they had like that lineup of games, like, see, I don't know. Like, the specs of the Switch successor is kind of like, it's all over the place. People are coming out saying it's this powerful, not powerful, and everything else. But it's Nintendo, so they're not going to play with specs. But I don't know. But if the Switch successor did launch with somewhat average specs, and it actually ran like the next Call of Duty alongside those games, that would arguably be one of the best launch lineups for any Nintendo console ever. What's the next retro game? Well, chatty boy, I would direct you to my latest YouTube short chatty boy. So yeah, if you go to my channel, and if you go to shorts, and if you watch my latest short, you will see what is next for Classic Hits Gaming. I'm very professional, aren't I? I'm like, I'm you know, I'm plugging my content a lot more now, aren't I? I mean, I could tell you right here what the next retro game is going to be, but then my short wouldn't get any views. It wouldn't generate any traffic. So yeah, if anybody is wondering what is next up on Classic Hits Gaming, check out my latest YouTube short and stay tuned. So the thing about arcade games is they don't need 24 parts like Final Fantasy VII does, because they're obviously designed very differently, you know, to a heavily story-focused game like Final Fantasy VII that has like multiple areas to explore and so much story to experience. Arcade games are very simple, very basic, and quite short. So, yeah, I don't need to spend like a week or two playing Pac-Man, you know. So that's why I'm kind of like moving very quickly, you know, from Pac-Man to my next retro game. I see no Duck Hunt. Well, if Duck Hunt wasn't in the YouTube short, well then Duck Hunt is not up next for Classic Hits Gaming. And don't reveal it either, chatty man. Let people watch my YouTube short. I am plugging the shit out of my content. Oh yeah, I'd also, chat as well, I'd also soon, I don't have an exact time frame in mind, but soon Classic Hits Gaming will be accepting requests. I'm not quite sure, again, not quite sure of the timeline or how I'm going to structure the requests, but it probably will be in the form of a poll, where like I'll probably like say like, you know, what should I play next, and maybe give like 3 or 4 options, and then the game that gets the most votes wins, and that'll be the next game that'll, you know, that'll stream. Also, sorry Coconut, if you are watching this live stream, if you are listening to my words right now, I actually thought I had Zack and Wiki, but you're going to kill me. But I must have actually traded in Zack and Wiki all those years ago when I traded my Wii and Wii games into CX to get the PS4. Zack and Wiki, unfortunately, was part of that collection, I'm so sorry. Don't kill me. But I was convinced though that I actually tracked down again though. So maybe it is somewhere, but I couldn't see it yesterday when I was looking at my Wii games, because I do what I always do. I end up like I recently traded in my 3DS and all my 3DS games. I can guarantee you it's only a matter of time before I track down the 3DS again and then start building up the library of games again. But yeah, I ended up tracking down some of my Wii games again. But I was convinced that I had Zack and Wiki there somewhere. Or maybe, come to think of it actually, I think I have Zack and Wiki as a Wii download on the Wii U. Because I think you could actually you could download Wii games on the Wii U. It was a weird thing, but yeah, you could, even though the Wii U was fully backwards compatible with the Wii, they made it weird. That was a weird one actually, come to think of it, that was actually a weird one. Well, they made it digitally, like you could download, I don't know. But I think I have Zack and Wiki on the Wii U. So I'll actually have a look at that now. Oh, but I think I completely disconnected my Wii U. I'll have to get it out of its bag. Its big retro bag. But I think that's where Zack and Wiki is actually. So that's one of the games that's on the schedule. Also, Doom has been recommended to me as well, and the more I thought of it, it's definitely going to happen. Definitely. There's so many classic games, across those three greatest decades, 80s, 90s and 90s. There's so much games to play. Absolutely. Oh my Jesus Christ. I'm not going to run out of games, that's for sure. I mean, it obviously takes a bit of time to think about what the next game is going to be, to think about what decade is going to come from, whether it's going to be like, for instance, like if I'm focusing on even the 90s, so, like I'm thinking like arcade, console, what genre, I do my best to bring a bit of diversity to the channel as well. Like, I don't want to be like streaming like 10 90s games in a row, from the exact same series or some shit, you know what I mean? So that's the challenging part, really. But I'm definitely not short on classic games to play, that's for sure. If you ever get a Sega CD, get Kojima. Oh, that's the one that you were thinking of. Or the one that you mentioned to me going back a bit, I think. Yeah, definitely have to, consider actually getting a Sega CD actually as well. Actually, it's just one console I don't actually have. Also, I should point this out. I'll probably do this in a community post sometime. But just to clarify on something, there will be times where I will stream a classic game on its original hardware, the original software, like the original cartridge or disc on the original hardware. That is only when I feel like if it makes sense. You see, I actually have. So the first game that I streamed on Classic Gaming was Final Fantasy VII. And I streamed it from my PlayStation 5 because I downloaded the PS4 port. I actually have the original Final Fantasy VII on PS1. And I have a PS2 Slim. But the way I looked at it was, the video quality is going to be a lot better. Streaming directly from PlayStation using the share feature, compared to me recording from my phone's camera. So that's why I decided to stream the PS4 port. The next game that I streamed then on Classic Gaming was Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, which isn't available on PlayStation 4 or 5 as a digital download, so I couldn't stream that directly from the PlayStation using the share feature. I had to use my phone. Now, I actually have the original Resident Evil 3 Nemesis on PlayStation 1. But I always wanted to get my hands on the GameCube port because of the fact that it's just a better port. Obviously, the GameCube hardware is significantly better than the PS1 hardware. No, it's the exact same game. I mentioned this on my Resident Evil 3 Nemesis live streams. It's the exact same game. It's just that because it's a port on better hardware, the visuals are smoother, the sound is better, and there's faster loading times, and you can skip cutscenes as well. So I kind of thought that would be like the GameCube port would just be the better like version of Resident Evil 3, basically. So that's why I went with that. Yeah. So there'll be times depending on like the options. You know, I will either stream the game in its original form, like on its original hardware and with the original software. I will stream digitally, depending on the options available to me. Okay, so this is going to be my final Pac-Man session. So when I run out of lives here and I get the game on the screen, that will be my final Pac-Man session. And that will be the end of the live stream. And again, if you want to find out what is next up on Classic Hits Gaming, be sure to check out my latest YouTube short. And if you're watching this right now and you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure that you are subscribed and make sure that you have notifications turned on, and then you won't miss out on any Classic Hits Gaming content. And if you miss any of my live streams, if it's too late or too early, where you're from, or if you're just busy and you can't get the time, make sure to check out my playlist of all of the classic games that feature on Classic Hits Gaming. You can watch them in your own time. Okay, final one. And I got that animation, so delighted now that in my final Pac-Man session I reached that stage. That's like my personal end game. That's the end of the game for me, as far as I'm concerned. Damn you, Red. Oh, the red ghost was out to get me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, cats and dogs of all ages, this has been my final Pac-Man session. Thank you all so much for watching my Pac-Man content. I really enjoyed delivering this absolute gem of a classic game to all of you lovely people. Pac-Man, of course, as I mentioned earlier, is one of the godfathers of classic gaming. Pac-Man was around before Nintendo were in the video game industry, and that just says it all, really. A very difficult game, but a very fun game simple game as well. And again, just like all of the games that feature on Classic Hits Gaming, these are games from the 3 greatest decades of the gaming industry, a time when gaming was simple and fun, and just free from all of the bullshit that we see now in modern gaming. So yeah, it was an absolute pleasure to bring you the joy that is Pac-Man. And yeah, stay tuned for what's next on Classic Hits Gaming. You can literally find out what's next on Classic Hits Gaming by going to my YouTube shorts. So yeah, until then, thank you very, very much for watching my Pac-Man live streams. Much appreciated. I will see you next time on Classic Hits Gaming. Enjoy the rest of your day, night, or morning. See you next time.